What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the BlockHash podcast. Today, I have on the CEO of DeXe Protocol, Serhii, to talk about how they are an AI launchpad for creating and governing DAOs, what that means and what they're working on, and their contribution here to the Web3 space. Serhii, welcome to the show, man. It's a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing today?
Good day, everyone. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
To kick things off, like we do with everybody, would love to get a little bit about your background and your story to kind of give people an idea of who you are and maybe how you got into the world of Web3 as well. So what's your story, man?
Sure. So, I guess from very childhood, while learning maths and physics, I was pretty much interested, in sort of some alternatives towards decentralization in the finance, in everything. Because obviously, all those ideas like in 90s, like metrics, all this stuff was influencing me. So I started really studying tech. And I was thinking, even before Bitcoin came, I was thinking how this pyramid of finance and everything can be shifted towards something else. So I was so much impressed when something really started to appear in the real life. But back in the day, I guess I was just trying to study some science and do science. I was living in Ukraine. I was studying in, the top tech university there in Kiev Polytechnics in the capital. Not really, not much application was found maybe there in my knowledge. So I started to do business, started to do offline tourism business, and I guess it was pretty successful. I digitalized it very much. I was responsible among my partners. I was responsible for some tech stuff, for digital stuff. So we succeeded very well, and we started to diversify money in crypto when all that boom in 16, 17 happened. So we just started to partially invest and diversify our capital towards crypto. And when the complete tourism stuff jammed down along with COVID, along with coronavirus and all that stuff. Me personally, I fully switched towards crypto, as I had a lot of friends there, had a lot of network there, specifically a lot of people with whom I studied. They were one of the pioneers in crypto in Ukrainian communities and worldwide as well. I was just I just had a vast network of people who were doing it. So it was easy for me to enter this space on different roles, as I was basically a founder and a C-level in my business. So I started to work with various projects, and in the meantime I was following the crypto space for a long time to understand all the trends and all the fundamentals and technicals. How does it work in terms of smart contracts and everything else? So basically, yes, this is, I guess, the time when I also started to follow DeXe, because this was the project which appeared in, as I remember, in 2020 or something like that, prior to the previous bull, we can say so. So the project started to gain momentum, and it was also pretty, I guess it has much presence in the CIC community, where I was active at that time. So I guess this was the first time I also familiarized with DeXe. So I guess starting from 16, I really followed this industry thoroughly. Starting from 2020, I'm fully in this industry on full time. 24/7.
So what was the inspiration behind DeXe Protocol? Was it something in particular about Web3 that you saw and wanted to solve? Was it something from experience? Was it just wanting to take advantage of an opportunity? What's the main goal and drive?
I just like this feel of freedom. I just like this, feel of how to say it, of expression, which is very vibrant, very just very vibrant in crypto. A lot of people who are working in this space. I mean, I was attending a lot of conferences, like the first Solana breakpoint, the first very very vibrant, very tasty moments. I just like the space. I like what people are doing here. Of course, it's a lot of opportunities, a lot of short terms, a lot of like malicious stuff is going on everywhere. But like me personally, I mostly represent the communities of builders, not like just money makers or something. So I just find a lot of purpose,
I think to help explain DeXe protocol, it might be also helpful to explain what DAOs are and what governance is. And I know that they're big things in Web3 right now, and they can be used for many different possible use cases and applications. But how would you explain and define what a DAO is, and also what governance is in the context of a DAO?
I would like to start that basically by design. I mean, the whole Web3 and the whole blockchain is a DAO. Bitcoin by design is DAO as well. It just probably lacks, some sort of instruments to have like this utility of a DAO. But by design, it is, because we have some sort of like decentralized network of peers which are having their own consensus based on some sort of algorithm, some quorum, which is very very well reflecting with that what DAO really is. So by design, like DAO is just a decentralized network of various parties which are having some sort of consensus on specific subject that they would like to have. It could be like some asset management, it could be some smart contract ownership, it could be some idea, it could be some just regular organization with just, I don't know, like doing whatever they do, whatever it is. But blockchain just creates much tools, much leverage to bring it to life, and in the meantime it really needs the DAO framework to remain transparent, remain equal, and remain safe for people. If we will open like CoinMarketCap and take a look on all the projects which are like in top 100 or something, we will just probably we'll just put off like some exchanges. We'll take off some meme coins, something like that, or some centralized companies like Chainlink or something. We see that almost everything there is are DAOs. Like all the coins there, they are mostly like DAOs by design. For sure, not all of them are decentralized in their nature of decision making. That's right, but by design, I mean they are, because they need to bring some like proven transparency in something what is going on behind their technologies. Usually this is what we call like smart contract ownership, for instance, right? Like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, whatever it is. Even blockchains, they by design they are DAOs, because they need to have some proven transparent consensus mechanic behind their technologies. Everything should be tracked, everything should be recorded, everything should be transparent. You were talking about like communities which are united in Web3. I mean, we are like really, we are really respecting our privacy. We are really respecting like our ownership and everything. This is all about Web3. We own our assets fully. We own our metadata fully, and so on, right? So it's not like Web 2 like servers or anything is like controlling like our assets. No. So we this is like all about the DAO as well, because for instance, if I want to unite with you and with other like guys all over the world to, I don't know, do some investments or probably build some idea, we need some clear framework how we can operate, how we can like make this decision making and ownership transparent, and in the meantime fair. So this is all about DAOs. This idea overflows with the whole idea of blockchain, how it should be managed and how it should act. In the meantime, we're still lacking simple tools to establish this worldwide, and we're still lacking probably the time to market to establish this worldwide. Right now, it is usually used, first of all, as I said, to prove some transparency for the communities, and in the meantime, probably to create some legal framework that will be more sustainable and less risky for launching tokens to perform well and to do some multiple access. But in the meantime, still, I mean, there are real DAOs and there are real ideas which are growing slowly but surely. So yeah, DAOs are, I guess, are just like the trend that need more time to be utilized in the best manner.
How much better are DAOs today compared to, you know, the Ethereum DAO hack back in, geez, I don't know, 2017, 18, no, before that, 2016, something like that. I remember when it happened, it was a long time ago. At this point, everything feels like a long time in the space. But obviously that was a very early rudimentary version of what a DAO could be. But, you know, DAOs today obviously have evolved quite a bit, right? You know, they're way more secure, way more prevalent, being used a lot more commonly.
Yep, I guess you're right. Still, I guess the like real community of DAO believers, it comes like out from those ages. Like it's not like really some sort of like new fresh community. No, I mean it's mostly like a major community of OGs. To be honest, but I mean, you were talking not about like some theoretical guys who are gathering to talk about DAOs like on a couple conferences a year. You were talking about real application and real DAOs. You're absolutely right that we are evolving and we're evolving fast. First of all, we're doing like sort of paradigm shift in you know, some, I guess in minds, because most of the old DAOs, like probably Uniswap is not like the best case, but everyone like knows them. So let's say like Uniswap or something like that. I mean, they are fake DAOs. It's I can't probably say like that, but they are probably like not like self-sufficient DAOs, because they need like a team and they need like some paid delegates and something to run it. I mean, they have like a vast token economy, they have big market cap, they have like huge treasury, and probably like they are controlling, I mean like the holders of token without team and without like a treasury, they're controlling like maximum 5% of supply or something like this, like something like so. And in the meantime, team is controlling much more. In the meantime, treasury is also like just peacefully doing nothing. So if they set a quorum like around 5%, community will should like, you know, and 5% is their real quorum. Community should fully unite like around each proposal to approve it on their own, while team can always make like cancellation, or team can always approve any proposal just on their own. So this doesn't work. This is some sort of like simulation manipulation. Of course, it's hard to incentivize people to vote. Of course, like you were talking about on-chain proposals, like it's not like really cost efficient on Ethereum, to be honest. You need to pay like, I don't know, like probably $10, $5, $20 to make some vote. I don't know, like right now, probably $5. It depends on the protocol. But in the meantime, I mean, it just lacks of infrastructure, first of all, because you need to have a space where everything is working, where people are engaged into your proposals. You also need to provide some incentive alignment. In the meantime, which is a rare thing for all DAOs. You need to probably distribute some, I don't know, rewards. Like basically projects are distributed for staking, but they are rarely doing so for governance, for instance, and so on and so forth. So all DAOs, they just usually work like Uniswap. They don't incentivize people. They are paying delegates who are simulating some sort of activity. They are engaging with the team. And of course, like some true believers, if this is Uniswap or projects of this scale, those true believers, they are like thousands of them, probably hundreds of them. It's enough to illustrate some sort of activity that will be like applicable for the whole world, and everyone will say, okay, they are a DAO. But in the meantime, I mean, they're not like utilizing the whole momentum they can. Talking about Uniswap, I don't want to offend like anyone. I just mean that this is the old model of DAOs, and it is hard to switch it towards something else because they need to like do big changes, and sometimes you don't like to change something if it works. In case of new DAOs which are appearing in the market, they have just much more flexibility in terms of adjusting their token economy, adjusting their like social mechanics, their community mechanics to something new, because they just don't have any obligations. They don't have like any like experience in it. They can just start from scratch, and they are much more open to more like community-centric DAOs, even if they still want to create some step-by-step decentralization, started like from team-powered organization, and then probably switching towards more decentralized and less controlled community. They are very open to provide incentives. They're very open to experiment with it. So more or less, like just summarizing my long answer to your specific question, we have the big involvement of infrastructure, because we do have platforms which allow you to create everything from scratch, having like all the off-chain, on-chain, treasury management, like notifications, whatever, in one simple interface. You don't need to deploy contracts like in Open Zeppelin back in the day. But the main shift, as I think, is first of all the like shift of new founders, or just new iterations of old founders who are building new products, and they are ready to bring more decentralization.
So that's pretty much what you guys do. You guys provide that foundation and those tools so that, developers out there, individuals, groups can build out, next gen DAOs. What does that look like for you guys with DeXe protocol? And what makes you guys unique and attractive for someone that wants to build a DAO?
Yes. So talking about DeXe, I mean, first of all, we started to build the community of DeXe, because DeXe is also a DAO. In the meantime, starting to build this DAO, we really faced with lack of infrastructure at that times. We just didn't find the clear instruments that could cover all our ideas and all our needs, and be transparent enough in the same time. So right now, not even right now, but back in the day, to start a DAO, you just need to have separate projects for off-chain, like Snapshot, for instance. You need to have a separate thing for on-chain, like Open Zeppelin contracts or Italia or whatever. You also need to have separate third project for discussions. It's like forum. Usually people use Discourse or something like that. You need to have separate projects for notifications, separate for treasury management, like Gnosis. So it's 4 or 5 separate platforms that you need to use in the meantime. It's a huge suite of tools that your users and your community should operate with. It's not always working smoothly. So we just found out that this is, first of all, something that we don't like really to use in our case, being an on-chain DAO. And in the meantime, we found out this as an opportunity for DeXe. So we built our own smart contract library together with developers from community. We built 50 plus smart contracts for managing assets on chain, for managing contracts on chain, for decision making, for execution, and so on. And we built like the application on top of it, which just gives you like a no-code on-chain and off-chain experience. So right now, DeXe is a platform where like you are deploying a DAO just like in few clicks, and this DAO is a sort of like account abstraction. So it's a kind of just smart contracts, some separate smart contract for each DAO, which can own assets, which can own other contracts, and which can basically trigger and execute any transaction on chain. So by like saying so, I mean that you have like a multi-sig and a DAO in the meantime, and a transaction from this multi-sig will be just executed by like a decision making by consensus of your token holders. It's very flexible. I mean, you have the on-chain like ownership of assets, like all the treasury management, and you have like the simple regular decision making and so on. And we also of course built like own backend and front end on top of it, so you have like notifications. You can easily like notify your users in Telegram when they have like some proposals. They can also vote from Telegram because they can be connected like with their with our bot to our backend. You have like all the data, all the dashboards. Yep, and we do have like other USPs. For instance, like incentive system. You can distribute rewards for governance. We have even governance staking, where you can basically make users stake their tokens into a DAO and receive some multipliers to rewards for governance depending on the time of their stake. So we just provide also some mechanics for businesses to solve their targets, like and so on and so forth. So this is how DeXe looks like. And you were talking about like various competitors with DeXe. They just have a bit different approach because we are sort of like one-stop shop for creators and for builders. Very customizable. You can like any custom logic could be applied, linear, non-linear, voting, whatever you wish. Because we're true digits. While like other competitors are usually target some specific small issues with more thin use cases. I guess this comparison could work.
Do you have any examples of use cases for creators, builders that have built DAOs on top of DeXe protocol, and what some of those kind of look like, just to paint a picture for people?
Yep. So, for instance, like we have some few meme coin DAOs which were launched recently. We have some DAOs which basically had a very interesting use case. And this, I think, this just could be, relevant for listeners right now. Taking into account all this narrative, we have a meme coin DAO which is called like Boxy DAO. They basically launched a DAO on our platform with no code. As you saw, they launched the token sale straight from a DAO because we have the smart contract standards. You can just launch a token sale from a treasury with like vesteds, cliffs, everything else. So they did this like sort of Kickstarter stuff or something like that when they sold some part of tokens from the treasury to some early adopters, and then like using another transaction they just pulled the liquidity to Pancake. And right now this meme coin is performing good. I guess like their market cap is around like 400 mil or something like that. So they did well, as they just like is acting as a DAO, a sort of it. So I think this like really make them some momentum for their brought some momentum for their community to grow around this idea. So I guess this use case I like pretty much well. And the second use case, which right now, I mean, we're also like pushing and developing, and which also has very positive feedback, is, as I already told you, like staking, a governance staking, where users are incentivized, like not to only vote in your DAO or read your proposals or do something. No, if you're like a new upcoming product to the market, you just literally create a deflation. Let's like roughly saying a sort of deflation, or at least you're reserving tokens. Let's say very gently, you're reserving tokens from the market by incentivizing people to vote in your DAO. You just solve two problems. First of all, like of course, if you are a DAO, you create like incentive for your community to be involved into it. In the meantime, if you have a token, let's say like token with some sort of liquidity and capitalization, you create some reservation from the market, and people are just locking their tokens into it. So these are two use cases that I guess are pretty fresh. I mean, some meme coins being launched straight from the treasury, and some governance taking. And, I mean, this happened just recently in this year.
Meme coins are always fun. Have you guys been audited by any independent third-party auditors to ensure security on the protocol and that everything checks out for builders and creators?
Yes, exactly. I guess like we have had like around 5 or something or 6 audits. I don't even remember. By like Certic, hacking, Ambisafe, Cyphering, like a lot of different guys. And we also do like regular diff audits on all the new like features that are deployed, because like the protocol continues continue its development. So yeah, at overall, I guess it's around 10 audits for the last year only. And we also do have like a I guess like ongoing bug bounty campaign. It's like 500,000 DeXe or something is allocated there. So the total value is, I don't know, like around $4 million right now. It's like ongoing bug bounty campaign. Available absolutely at any bug bounty, any famous bug bounty platform. So like if some security researchers are listening to me right now, like feel free to join.
And where can people go to check it out, learn more about DeXe protocol? If you're a developer out there, you're a builder, you want to utilize it, are there any resources, anything educational for them to kind of pick up and learn more about the protocol as well? Where would you send people?
I would send them to our official website. You can check like DeXe.io, which is the website of our like interface, our application. You have like all the documentation there. You have some educational videos on not only how to create like DAOs or how to use interface, also have some use cases, how you can leverage your business, how you can leverage your community, how you can utilize like DeXe not to build only DAOs, but for instance to create, I don't know, some multi-sig, some collective ownership, some asset management, even launch your meme token or whatever it is. So it's like about vast use cases that you can do there. So please visit DeXe.io. We have the docs there.
And then you mentioned that you had a community as well. If people want to find that and jump in and interact, where would they go for that? Is that Telegram, Discord, somewhere similar?
Use both. Like we usually like developers and like true community believers are mostly in Discord, while in Telegram we just have like regular questions on actual campaigns, actual activities. But yeah, please use both. You are welcome.
Awesome. And if anyone wants to connect with you directly as well, maybe they want to collaborate or do a partnership, maybe they just want to chat, maybe they have questions, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I guess like probably you can leave my Twitter in the description beneath. I will be very grateful for that, but feel free. I'm always open to.
Yep, we'll put all the links in the description for the episode below, so everyone will be able to find it super easily for both DeXe and yourself. But Serhii, thank you for taking the time today. Very fascinating conversation. I think the future is DAOs. I think they're going to change a whole lot in the world, and exciting to always talk to someone like yourself into a protocol that's really, I think, pushing that forward, pioneering it, making it easier for people to have a one-stop shop place to go to build these things and to really experiment and create cool stuff. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for all you do.
Indeed. I believe my children will live in a DAO. So thank you. Thank you for your supportive words, and thank you for this wonderful conversation. I'm very happy to be here today.
Likewise. We'll talk again soon. Take care, man.